All right. I should have probably put this one on the last video, but we'll keep it here. Average rate of change. So rate of change is how your inputs and outputs change as your in relation to each other, right? We know this is the same as the slope of the line. There's a lot of ways to write it. The formula could be the change in y over the change in x. That's also called delta y over delta x, right? So we got y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, or just change in y over change in x. So when they ask for a rate of change over an interval, this one asks for a rate of change over 0 and 2, from 0 to 2. All right, so I go to 0, and at 0, I'm at -1. I put the ordered pair for 0, for an input of 0. Then I go to 2, and at 2, I'm at +1. All right, so I go there, and I go ahead and I do my slope is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Well, let's just name this one x1, y1. We'll name this one x2, y2. So it's y2 minus y1, y minus -1. So it's 1 minus -1, x2 minus x1, 2 minus 0, 2 minus 0. If I chop here, that's really the same as 1 plus 1, and I get 2 over 2, which equals 1. My rate of change, my slope, is 1. All right. I'm going to find another interval. If I look on there, the same intervals. All right. So these intervals have the same average rate of change. Well, I'm going to give the one they did from 0 to 2. And it looks like that happens like the same slope. All right. The same slope, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, happens from 4 to 6. Up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. So I'm going to say from 4 to 6. I'm going to go a little bit further. I'm going to finish this out. All right. Depending on whether I can get the video for the next part. The next part's a little weird, but I'm going to do this one with you. I'm going to give you one to do on your own, and that'll be the end of this video. All right. So, learning target. I can sketch a function's graph by a verbal description. So here we go. All right. An incident of a disease is a rate at which the disease occur in a population. It is calculated by dividing the number of new cases of a disease in a given period, typically yearly, by the size of the population. To avoid a small decimal, the rate is often expressed in terms of a large number of people rather than a single person. For instance, measles in 1974, there were 10 cases per 100,000 people. All right. So I look over here, and I can see this is cases per 100,000 people, and this is year since 1974. So I know this, right? I know I can look at these and relate them in terms of time since 1974 and incidence per 100,000 people. From 1974 to 1980, there was a drastic fluctuation in the incidence of measles. In 1975, 1 year since 1974, I got my hand on the X value. There was a slight increase from 1974. So let's go ahead and put 1974. 1974 was here, and they told us there were 10 cases. A slight increase, I'm going to go just a little bit higher right there. All right. The next 2 years saw a substantial increase, all right, which reached a maximum of 1977 of about 26 cases. So if this is 74, 75, 76, 77, I'm going to go up to 24. That's what they said, 26. 26 is about there. And I don't know, I'm going to increase somewhere in between like that because we're increasing as we go. All right. From 1977, all right, of about 26 cases, this is 77 here, all right, to 1979, so 78, 79, right, the incidence fell to about 5 cases. So I'm going to put this one at 5 cases, and let's go ahead and say we fell a little more rapidly there. The incidence fell much faster from 77 to 78. Well, that's true. That's what I did. Then from 78 to 79, I did more here than I did here. Maybe I should do a little more. Maybe I should drop that down just a little bit more. All right. Sketch the graph. There we go. We sketched the graph. All right. The graph is horizontal from 79 to 80. All right, so let's see. 5, 6, 7, 8, 79 to 80, which is right here, from here to here. All right. What can you say about the rate of change on this interval? Well, if it's horizontal, my rate of change, my slope is 0. I neither went up nor down. All right. And there's that graph. It's just sketching. I want you, without me, to do this one. Just a grocery store. That'll be this video. I'll talk to you guys soon.